Hello, everyone, and welcome to Innovyze InfoDrainage webinar. My name is Juliana, and I work in marketing here at MicroCAD. And today's presenter is Tim Corey, our applications engineer. In today's webinar, you will learn how this powerful solution can boost your projects and overcome design drainage challenges. Throughout this webinar, you can ask a question at any given point on the left-hand corner. You can ask Tim to revisit a step or ask any questions. This is your time, and we want you to make the most of it. And in the upper left-hand corner, you will find links to our social media and website. Also, make sure to check our YouTube channel. We post all of our webinars there at the end, so you can share with colleagues or rewatch it on your own time. So without further ado, we'll pass it on to Tim.
Okay.
Hey, Tim.
Hello, good morning. Everybody hears me okay, I take it? Thank you
Yes,
for
we can hear
attending,
you.
everyone. What's that?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's what I was hoping. So I'm going to share my screen so I can show you a few things. So the reason for this seminar is not only to introduce InfoDrainage, but also to introduce Innovyze to our customers that are water experts. So Innovyze is a company that you may or may not be aware of already. They make drainage software, but then they also make water distribution software and asset management software for water systems as well. Okay. So they were acquired by Autodesk fairly recently, within the last year or so. You might think, well, this is just some small, obscure software company that makes water software. Well, no, this is a good-sized firm that is in major government and ENR 100 firms and top 500 firms corporate-wide around the world. They're in 85% of the ENR top 100. Okay, so they have great penetration. This was a $1 billion deal that Autodesk did to acquire this company. So it's not some little thing. It's Autodesk seriously wants to get in the water business. Innovyze really was the world leader in that, in the entire breadth of water. And so Autodesk made a deal and acquired that company. So the software titles that will be available through Autodesk resellers like MicroCAD will be InfoDrainage, and I'm going to show you some of that today. InfoWorks ICM, as they call it, ICM, Integrated Catchment Modeling. InfoDrainage will calculate and analyze a pipe network for you. InfoWorks can analyze the catchments. You can tell it what the impervious area is, and it'll calculate the drainage and flooding and the whole bit for a site. And there's InfoWorks Pro. Okay, this is water distribution modeling.
Hey, Tim, can you try to share your screen again? I think we lost it.
You don't see my InfoDrainage? You see my mouse?
Oh, yeah. Now I see it. Yeah. I thought you were showing up PowerPoint. Yeah, we can.
Here's the PowerPoint.
Okay, no.
I'm not Mr. Artistic, so this isn't the prettiest looking PowerPoint.
No, it's okay.
Okay, so InfoWorks Pro, this is water distribution management. So it lets you calculate things like, am I maintaining pressure? Where do I need more pressure? Etc. Now, the InfoWorks Pro, that software works inside of ArcGIS Pro. That's not an AutoCAD-based program. Okay, it's in ArcGIS Pro based. Then InfoWorks WS Pro. This is water distribution management in a standalone version that does not require ArcGIS. This talks about what some of the different titles do. InfoDrainage, the primary user for InfoDrainage is a civil engineer responsible to see that the network doesn't back up and flood. Okay. InfoDrainage has a rainfall manager allowing you to plug into existing rainfall data. Now, there are different levels of these various softwares. InfoDrainage has a, if you want to call it a flavor, called InfoDrainage Ultimate. That's the one that runs, can be accessed from inside Civil 3D, and for which we have transfers and that sort of stuff from Civil 3D. So the Ultimate is the one that you get if you're already a Civil 3D user. InfoWorks ICM, storm sewer flood modeling, integrated catchment modeling. Okay. Here's InfoWorks ICM. I'm not going to keep talking too much about all these, just trying to introduce you to Innovyze. Here's a list of some of the different tiers. Here's the ICM. So ICM Standard has these features, and then there's another tier, InfoWorks ICM Ultimate, which has additional tiers. Okay. This just talks about who are the professionals that who are the primary professionals who use the different titles. InfoDrainage, typically a civil engineering type firm or a public works department. Utilities, really of any size. And one of the pushes by Autodesk/Innovyze is to get Innovyze into small to medium-sized firms. Right now, they're very well into the larger firms and governments. They're trying to get into the smaller organizations as well. Okay. And then InfoWorks WS Pro, engineering firms, water utilities. Okay, you have a lot of water districts around. I know out here in California where I am, there are water districts all over the place. I don't know if that's the same in the East, but each of those could be a customer for InfoWorks WS Pro. Okay, I'm going to close that. And I need to reset one thing here then. Okay. Okay. So InfoDrainage, I'd like to just kind of give you some information here, what they say, what is InfoDrainage? So InfoDrainage is automated stormwater design software that provides comprehensive assessment of stormwater designs and is enhanced by one-click analysis. Unlike many other tools and spreadsheets that assist with facility planning, InfoDrainage is integrated with Civil 3D to shorten the design time, whatever your workflow. Okay, so some of the tasks that you would use InfoDrainage for: stormwater system retrofits, on-site detention design, so for detention ponds, LID stormwater control systems, treatment trains. This is like a flow path that can, where you can filter out particulates and things like that, water quality volume assessments, and automation of the unified stormwater sizing process, where it goes through and resizes your pipes, et cetera, based on. So let's look at our InfoDrainage workflow. Now I'm going to go here to Civil 3D. I'll go this. drawing here, you may recognize this from the two that come with Civil 3D. And so I've gone in here, or whoever did the drawing went in here and added a pipe network for stormwater design. We have structure for manholes, okay? We have pipes. So what I want to do is I want to be able to send that over to InfoDrainage, where I view it, make changes, analyze it, etc. Right? Well, up here on your ribbon, after you've installed InfoDrainage Ultimate, then up on the ribbon here, you'll have a ribbon tab called InfoDrainage. First thing you want to look at is your part mapping manager, and this is where you can say this pipe name or this pipe part that is in my part sizes list here in Civil 3D. There's my part list. All right. So these 12-inch pipe, what's it equal when it gets to InfoWorks? So I'm able to go through and map these structure to structure and pipe size to pipe size. And once you've done that, and I'm not saying that's not a tedious process, and it wouldn't be nicer if it was completely automated, because it's not. And it does take, it can be a little tedious if you have a lot of parts to do. But the beauty is, once you've done the part mapping, you can save that part mapping file. Okay, so now you get to another project, you're going to rerun from this project, et cetera, with the same parts. They're already mapped, and you don't need to go through and do that. Okay. So here I am in Civil 3D. I have a surface model. There's a corridor. There's probably a corridor surface as well. Okay, there's a corridor surface. I'm just going to use the original ground surface called EG when I send over here. So let's go to Export to InfoDrainage. What is going on? InfoDrainage on available licensing issue again. I apologize. I'm going to close Civil 3D and restart it. Close InfoDrainage. I'm using the 2023. Right? I guess I could have just done everything through PowerPoint. Okay, back to the same drawing. I should be able to go export to InfoDrainage. There we go. So what file am I creating? I'll say select, and I'm going in here into my demo files, InfoDrainage. I'll just put it in here, and I'll overwrite this one. Exported from Civil 3D. Notice it's making a native InfoDrainage file automatically, .iddx. Okay, so I don't have to tell it the file type or anything like that. The export to InfoDrainage handles that. So I'll say, I'll overwrite, go next. Now it wants to know, am I going to send my pipe networks? Sure. Am I going to export a surface? I'll go ahead and say yes. Let's export the EG surface. Okay. So that'll show up in InfoWorks for me. Now I get in here where it wants me to do some pipe connection mapping. So here's Civil 3D concrete pipe, 18-inch pipe. What's the InfoDrainage connection type? Will be a pipe, and the diameter or width is 18. And in this one, that's going to be 24 inches. Okay. We want to look at our junction mappings or structures, right? Okay, Okay, so eccentric cylindrical, okay, 48 inch, we're going to call that a circular manhole. Its diameter is 48 ups in feet, so 4 feet. And then this is concrete rectangular head walls. I'll leave that as a simple junction. No width or height. Okay, let's put that as rectangular manhole. And we'll make that 3.8 by 3.8 feet. Okay. So 3D just goes down to nothing. There's AutoCAD. I'm going to see if I can kill that. Save it. Okay. InfoDrainage is coming up in the background. Okay, here's InfoDrainage. That's the one that has the part of the interface is in Civil 3D. The main part of the interface is a standalone program, right? So I can just go here and open existing, go look in my demos area, and here's that exported from Civil 3D IDDX. Let's double click that. See if I can view extents. There we go. Zoom in and out now. Disappears. Okay. So now what you have ability to do is you can build multiple phases here. So up here is phase management. This particular file has a phase called storm and then network one, right? Well, I can do other phases. Maybe I want to add a phase, and I want to rename this and call it, for example, post-development. So now what I show in post-development, as far as inflows, junctions, surface models, any CAD data I've imported, etc., that shows up when I make this particular phase my current phase. If I make this one current, then I can get possibly other items that are turned on in the tree here. Okay. Okay, I'm going to switch files here. Open. Don't need to save that. Okay, so you can see if I look over here in my phase management, I have one phase and it has existing. Now I should be able to view extents here. For some reason that's not working. Let's go look at CAD data, see if I can zoom to that. Okay, let's try another drawing here. File, open. Let's go ahead and get up to the completed drawing. I want to show you taking this back. We're getting short on time. All right, so here's an example of a file, and what I'm seeing are objects that are part of the developed phase. Okay, that's this. Here's my flow path. So if I take any flow path that's going from this, what's called a garden, they call that a garden pond or garden area. And so what happens is that captures flow on site, and then it's going to flow out and go into that dry pond up at the top there, right? So if I look at my flow path that runs along there from manhole to manhole and from this pond into that pond, I can show profile on that. And let's get to another one. Okay, this train, this is the one that's meant to filter your water. Okay, there's a profile of that. Single pipe, couple of manholes, but notice it tells you the type of manhole. Gives you center line, invert. Okay, that's not really invert, that'd be the base of the pipe, the center line elevation. Okay, and then these are invert levels here. And this is the pipe between the two manholes. And more data as I scroll down from there. Okay. So if I have a model like this and I want to see the analysis and see how fast it runs, etc., I can go here to analysis and you can go. This is one of the parts where we, Autodesk and Innovyze, claim this software to be much faster than most other softwares, like your USGS software, Soil Conservation Service, Tech 5, etc. This stuff runs analyses, especially if you get very large models, very complex networks of drainage. The software will calculate all those much faster. Now, I was seeing times where InfoDrainage would take 15 minutes and SWIN 5.0.0.2 would take 12 hours. So there can be significant time savings in analyzing complex networks.
My actual headphones. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start a new file on Civ 3D, and I'm going to go retrieve those data from InfoDrainage, where we've gone in and done our analysis and had it resize the pipes, et cetera, in the network. So now I need that back into Civil 3D for maybe more detailed design or for output, plan production, et cetera, right? So here again, InfoDrainage, and then import from InfoDrainage. Select the file. I want to go here, InfoDrainage. And I'm going to get the tutorial completed and say next. Okay, which phases do I want to bring in? This will include whatever pipes and other drainage mitigation objects have been placed in that particular phase in InfoDrainage. Okay, so let's get completed design. Okay, then I need to do part mapping here. So pipe coming in at 12 inches, what do I make in Civil 3D? Concrete pipe, 12 inches. Okay. Trapezoidal channel coming in from Civil 3D that has these sizes. Here what it's going to do is it's going to create a corridor to represent that trapezoidal channel. Any corridor experts out there? Okay, and then here's a manhole. Okay, and I say finish, and it goes through and it calculates and brings this in. So now what has happened if I look in Prospector here under surfaces? Oh, here's a completed design surface. Here's the rain garden. Here's the dry pond. Oh, there's my pipe network. Okay. Go in the object viewer. I didn't get this for me. So I'm just going to pick these surfaces. This one, that's the rain garden. This is the dry pond, and then we'll get looking like we didn't get all the parts we wanted. Oh yeah, there we go. That's a label. Now if I go, trying to deselect that, it won't do it. Object viewer. Now you'll see that it has built those ponds, or that one's called a rain garden. I think we used to just call them a bird bath, right? Okay. So then you can see here's your rain garden area, here's your dry pond, here's your pipes in between. And I'll close that. Okay, so yeah, we're getting a little late on time. I guess I'll stop it there. If anyone has questions, let me know. I think one of the questions is going to be, how do we buy this stuff? Well, we're not sure yet. This is all happening, just recently, this acquisition and now introduction of these softwares, and in particular InfoDrainage. Our feeling at MicroCAD, and those of us with lots of experience with Autodesk and watching how they operate, our feeling is that there will be probably an introduction of InfoDrainage as part of the AEC collection. That's my guess, but nothing has been introduced. So please do not rush out and call us and say, hey, I want to get another 5 seats of AEC collection with InfoDrainage. We couldn't sell you that now. We could sell you AEC collection, but we couldn't guarantee it's going to have InfoDrainage. Okay, so we're a little preliminary on how the actual distribution of the software is going to happen, although the resellers have been told that we will be the outlet for this software, particularly those of us that are civil 3D specialists. I mean, we had to go through technical training and also sales training and get people certified at MicroCAD before Autodesk would allow us to handle the software. So we've done that. Now we're studying as hard as we can so that when our customers start putting this software in their houses and then have questions, they can call and we can answer them and get you on your way. So that's all I have to say, other than thank you very much for attending, and we will hopefully talk again soon. My name is Tim Corey, C-O-R-E-Y. If you ever need me, I'm available through MicroCAD. Just contact me. Thanks, and back to Huli.
Thank you so much, Tim. That was wonderful. And as a reminder for everybody, if you want to learn these topics in detail, you can always take a custom training with Tim or someone else on our team. We also offer group classes online. So be sure to be checking the MicroCAD website for future webinars. And that concluded our webinar today. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending. And thank you, Tim.
You're welcome, Huli. Thank you. And we'll talk to everybody later. Have a great day.